without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to start actually by sharing my screen. The first step to our collection is we're going to actually start by how do we generate the art, okay? So we're going to start by how to set up your art in Photoshop, okay? How to import the art into the Bueno NFT generator, and that would be this window that I'm sharing here. How to create templates, play around with rarities. Rarities actually make your NFTs much more valuable. So you do want in your, if you're creating a collection of NFTs, whether it's a 10 piece NFT, 10 piece collection NFT, a 10,000 collection NFT, you're going to want to create, want some that are more rare than others, right? Then we're going to go over, creating rules for attributes and things like that. And basically, when we talk about attributes, we're talking about different aspects of that entire image. Okay, so if you look at basically this NFT behind me, each part of her, her ears is an attribute, for example, her hair, her eyes, her jewelry, her clothes, those are all different attributes. And that is what we refer to in the NFT world. We refer to them as attributes. Okay. Then when we create, the NFT collection on Bueno, we're going to then get the data, or we're going to get the metadata, which is what the NFT is basically, onto the Ethereum blockchain. All right. We're going to use Ethereum because our project used Ethereum. So we're going to continue using Ethereum, but Bueno also offers Solana, and I think they're also starting to offer Polygon. If you're, if for those of you who know the different blockchains and want to try different blockchains. Yeah, and after getting the metadata, so the last thing we're going to cover after we finally get the metadata onto the Ethereum, on Ethereum, we'll go through actually how to create a smart contract. But there is no code in that smart contract, so you don't need to worry. And the final and last step is we're going to be minting the NFTs on the blockchain. So I'm going to try to cover all of that in an hour and a half, well, an hour and basically less, 28 minutes or 18 minutes, sorry. Anyway, so, but it will be recorded and I can share that with you guys. Like I said, we have this class very often, once a week at least. So you're always welcome to come back and, to join us again, or, look at the recording. Okay, so, okay, great. So first, what we're going to do here now is I'm going to show you how do we get, so obviously, right, we have to have our art, okay, all set up first, okay? And this is the art for the Anachibis. If you go to Funky NFT, there's no S, funkynft.com, because Funky NFT with an S, NFTs.com, it's a scammy site. So we actually need to think about rebranding as well, just because of that. It's really serious. So if you go to funkynft.com, you'll see our first collection is actually, chibis. So, and they are on the blockchain. They are on OpenSea as well. And of course, I'm going to show you guys that as well, just because it's, I'm just pulling it up here. Okay, so yeah. So here, this is our 10K collection of chibis. All right, so that is actually what we're showing you today. We're showing you how, how we created this from scratch. All right, those are all the beautiful little chibis there. Okay, on OpenSea. All right, great. So, okay, great. So let's go now to, like we said, to Photoshop. All right. And when the artist actually sent me the art, she sent it to me in one file. If you see here, you're going to see girl02.psd. Okay. And this was one file. In this file, okay, I have a whole bunch of folders. And in those folders, okay, I have a whole bunch of files. Okay. So each file here is an attribute. And like I was saying, in order to create your NFT, it has to be separated by different attributes. So I have a folder of hats, and in that hat folder, I have 4 different types of hats. Okay. I have a folder with body, and actually for our body, we actually incorporated the clothes as well in there. So as you can see, I have 5 different bodies, meaning 5 different sets of clothing as well, or outfits, whatever you want to call it. If you look at, these are earrings. They're quite tiny, so you don't really see them. But here, I'll just show you guys what it looks like. Okay, if you look at the earrings, then you'll see, they're quite tiny. Okay, so I mean, just to give you an idea how they're organized when we receive it from the artist. I imagine the NFT behind me as well, her art is also going to be organized like this, maybe on definitely with different names and so on, but they will be in different folders, and in those folders you'll have different files. Okay, which different files meaning different styles of each items. All right. And so what the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this folder. And what we need to do is we need to take all of these attributes, because each folder, again, is an attribute. So we need to take each attribute and we need to upload that, or download that to our computer. So instead of saving them or creating a folder called hat, hairpin, body, and etc., we're going to use a plugin that's super easy. And that's, actually was provided by Bueno as well, because those guys are also, they're a team of creators, developers, and so on. So they actually have a plugin that you can download, and it's on their website as well. But this is the plugin on GitHub. And if you go to GitHub, I'm also going to share this with you actually over here on the chat. All right. If you guys are interested, you can definitely download that on the chat. And yeah, okay. So you basically just go to their, to their GitHub site, to the link. Okay, here you're going to see these 2 files, and you're going to download the zip file. Okay, so this is a zip file, source code file. Download that onto your computer and unzip the file. I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it again, but I was just, showing you where it's located and so on. Okay, when you've downloaded that file, let's go back to Photoshop. There we go. When you've downloaded that file, okay, so here you have your art is on Photoshop. Okay, that is your art on Photoshop with all your layers and everything that you have. Now you're going to put that art as PNG file, and you're going to download each of those folders in separate folders. Okay, so we're going to go, so we've downloaded the plugin that we're going to use on GitHub. And now we're going to run that plugin on Photoshop. Okay, so to run that plugin on Photoshop, we're going to go to File on Photoshop. We're going to go to Scripts. And then we're going to go to Browse. All right. File, Scripts, and Browse. Oops, sorry. Let me just do that again. Here we go. And I've done that before. So if you look here, it's going to ask me where. So I already know that I did it. This is the file that I downloaded and I unzipped it. Okay, so it's right here. It's called Photoshop Export Layers to File. Double click on there, and I want to run the JSX file. All right, so I'm going to click on that. I click Open. And when I click Open, I'm going to get this window here. Okay. Make sure you're on PNG 24. And these are just the settings that you need to have in order to download all of your files, all of your folders and files, so that it's compatible with the Bueno system. Okay. Because Bueno actually have this folder convention that you need to follow in order to upload your files. Okay, if you don't follow that that convention, then it's not going to work so well. And there's a lot of other actually, or not a lot, but there are other no code tools out there, and they do have some certain convention. But I know this one is Bueno because we've used it, and that's that's why I'm showing you how it works with Bueno. But I think most of them are the same, more or less. So, okay, great. So going back, make sure you have group as folders, because you do want each attribute to have its own folder so that you can add, all of that attribute in there. So if I have 100 hairstyles, I want to add it onto the hair folder. If I have, 5 eye styles, I want to add it into the eye folder. Okay, so you want to group that as folders. All layers, that's fine. And then you can just gonna click on run. All right. So I've already done it. So if you click on run, well, let's just do it anyway. You're gonna see here that it's gonna export 148 files. And you can see each layer, each file is being exported. Okay. Okay, great. Each file is being exported. Now, I've already done it. So I'm just going to go and show you, basically what happens when you export it. It's going to export anyway, but it's all right. All right. The other thing that you have to do is when you've exported all your files, okay. Just going to sort them. Okay, perfect. It says here it's saved 148 files. Okay, so that is perfect. So here, if you look here, you're going to see all my files saved. All right. So I have face. If you look at all the folders here, it's the same thing. I have hat, I have face, I have, all of them that are, that are here. The other thing you have to do though is these are the subfolders, but you need to put these subfolders into a parent folder, because it's the parent folder that you're going to be uploading to Bueno. All right. So I went ahead already and I created a parent folder. What's the parent folder? Well, a parent folder is just, the parent with a lot of subfolders in there. Okay. So these are the subfolders, and this would be the parent folder. Okay. I just named it parent. Obviously you can name it whatever you want. So these are all subfolders, and this here is my parent folder. Okay. Okay, great. So now that we're done with that, okay, I'm ready to start working with Bueno. I'm ready to upload my parent folder onto Bueno so I can start working with my collection. And that's the fun part, actually. This part is the hardest part in the whole thing. And it may be confusing, but like I said, you guys can always rewatch the webinar, because it is recorded, and I'll share the link with you guys. Or you can come back again and do another class, and or you can always ask me questions, for sure. All right. Great. So now that we're done with Photoshop, we're gonna go. So let's close Photoshop now. I'll just put it aside. We're gonna go into Bueno. All right. I don't know how many of you actually have a Web3 wallet or a MetaMask wallet, or if you're at all familiar with that. But anyway.
We do actually.
So, sorry?
We do. I have a MetaMask wallet and I've been using it.
Oh, great. Oh, yes. Okay, perfect. Yes, I remember you said that to me last time as well. Yeah. Okay, great. So let's do this now. So we're going to go here on Bueno, and we're going to click on create now. So just going to share with you guys as well the website. And like I said, I'm not affiliated. I'm not getting paid. I'm just showing you guys an easy to use tool. There are others out there, but yeah, this is the one that I'm showing you for now. As you can see, there are many other, before we go into, the create now, there are many other projects on here. And in Chibi, which is the chibis that we actually created, we use them. So this is one of the chibis, another chibi here. And, we have Wonder Pals as well, which is somewhere. Yeah, they have a lot of very legitimate projects on there. So it's not like, a scammy thing or anything at all. They're very, very legitimate if you're experienced in the field, or if you actually know a little bit of the community on NFTs on Twitter and whatnot, you'll see that they are a legitimate team and so on. Great. So now we're going to go create now. All right. So we're going to click on create now. I love their art, by the way. They also have they launched a collection that was called a robots or something like that. So robots, yeah, I think. So I actually created another one because this one was another class. So I'm just going to hide this one, archive. Well, I'm just going to archive it because I want to, do it from scratch. This here, if you look at this collection that I have here, this is the actual collection that is on OpenSea. These are not the NFTs itself, because when you mint the token, they're actually, just a signature to, they're a signature to ownership of the art that is actually on a decentralized storage. That sounds very confusing, but you guys will understand what that means later. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new one now, a new collection, right? So I'll click on create new. Before that, as you can see here, we have art. So this would be to generate your art, okay, or the metadata. Here, you'll create the smart contracts. And here is basically where you whitelist people and things like that. Okay, so we'll go through all of these. Allow list if we have time, but definitely the two of them we'll go through today. So we'll click on create now, and I'm going to name my collection. Okay, I want 1,000 pieces. You can go up to 10,000 pieces. You can also create one-on-ones. Okay, and it's not an issue. And I'm going to create collection. Great, I'm ready to create my collection. All right, I'm actually already, as you can see here, funkynfts.eth. But let me just disconnect because I just wanted to show you. Basically, I'm just gonna disconnect from this disconnect. All right, so actually when you click on create, you're gonna have to connect your wallet, okay. And this is my NFT test wallet. So I know what it is, and I click sign because I trust the site. Okay, never ever click sign if you don't trust the site. Okay, there are a lot of scams out there on MetaMask and so on. So just be very vigilant of where you connect your MetaMask wallet, please. And also another important thing I would like to just let anybody that wants to create, their collections and so on. If you're creating a collection, use a new ETH address. Okay, so you're going to have MetaMask. All right, you have your MetaMask account, and within that account, you can create as many new wallets as you want. So create a new wallet so that you don't jeopardize if whatever. Basically, you don't jeopardize your other assets, okay, in MetaMask. So when you create a new wallet, even if there's something that were to go wrong anywhere, you don't have all your eggs in one basket, if you know what I mean. And that's what I did. I created a NFT test wallet so I can test and I can, show these classes and things like that. All right. Okay, great. So here, I connected my wallet and I said I wanted to create, okay, my collection. I named it Ananchibi. And here I'm ready to, actually, I'm ready to upload my assets, okay, or I can drag and drop. And I'll probably just drag and drop, or you can upload. I mean, Now, in order to do that, what I want to do, I can, I wanted to drag and drop, but I'm not going to drag and drop my subfolders, okay? I'm going to drag and drop my parent folder. And that is just the folder convention that works at Bueno. So you must drop your parent folder. If I drop my subfolder, okay, it's not going to work. I'll show you, look, okay? Let's say I drop all of these guys. Okay, normally it should not work. Okay, good. All right, it didn't work. But, so I'm going to go back. All right, but if I drop my parent folder, okay, it should work. All right, it's just the folder convention that's there. So here I'm going to verify that I have all my traits. Okay, your traits again is the hair, the background, the eyes, the eyebrows, whatever you have. In this case, It's going to be her eyes and, just the ears. Definitely, that's a trait. Yeah, and that's, that's what it is. So I've got all my traits. That was in a folder. All right, and I'm ready to. They're all good. Everything looks good to me. And I'm gonna upload. All right, upload. And while it's uploading, if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to take a question. All right. Great. Now I've uploaded, okay, all my components. That's perfect. That's great. And here, okay, if, I clicked on, manage components and things like that. Here, I can see everything that I've uploaded. All right. These are all my components. It had created a default template for me. Obviously, my template is not, it's not correct because I don't have eyes, I don't have hair, I don't have a lot of things. So I'm going to have to fix that. But before I fix that, I just want to explain to you guys, what we're seeing here. So if we scroll down, you're going to see, first of all, I uploaded all of my backgrounds. Okay. The body and in the chibi case, actually all of the bodies are they're actually connected or combined with the clothing. Okay. Eyebrows, they're quite small, they're chibis. Eyes, okay. The face, because I have a body and the face is separate because it was easier for the artist, so that's how she decided to do it. All right, and the hair, and I have 100 different hairstyles. You can do as many traits as you want. Okay. I think she got carried. I think she got carried away with the hair, but I love it. I mean, and as you can see, the hair. Okay, I'll just show you guys one thing. The hair, because they're just let me just have a look. Okay, we're going to look at it after, but the hair and the tail, I'm going to zoom in after, is actually connected. So yeah, here we have some hairpins and so on. Okay, what I wanted to show you here was that you need to, if your attributes are named like mine, okay, so background 001, background 1, 2, 3, it's not very creative. So what I would suggest is, get creative with naming your folder and each of the files. Okay. These are going to be actually on display at OpenSea. So if you look at OpenSea, and I'll just show you here. Okay. All right. If you look at OpenSea, okay, this is one of the chibis. You're going to see here, okay, this is the background. And I should have gotten, yes, I should have gotten a little more creative, but I learned that. So, I'm teaching you now. So here we have background, we have boy eyebrows, we have boy eyes, etc., etc. Yeah, I would have, next time I'm gonna, be a lot more creative than, just instead of the template, I'm gonna rename my entire template and so on. So it's more, yeah, it's more on the creative side. So here, my template will just be called template. Otherwise, I can rename that default. I'll name it something different, right? And so to rename any of these, you just, click and rename. So here we can put, I don't know. Okay, I'm not very creative, okay, sometimes. I'm not the artist here, but yeah. The body, for example, and it's alphabetically placed. So environment went under here. All of the different files you can rename as well. So here, for example, you just simply click on the pencil and I'm going to just put white dress. Okay. And it's alphabetically placed. So white will go, down the line. I don't know. I think that's a yellow hoodie. Okay. So you guys get the picture. You can just click and rename. Of course, you can also rename these, all of these in Photoshop, right? So if you go to Photoshop and whatever editing software you guys use, I know Photoshop, so that's why I'm showing you Photoshop. But you can rename it here, right? Double click and rename, right? Whatever is easiest for you. So doesn't have to necessarily be on Bueno. It could be on Photoshop as well. All right, just double click and rename your attributes and your folders and so on, because they will show up. They will show up on OpenSea or whatever other NFT marketplaces, that you put them on. Okay. So here we go. Eyebrows, same thing. You can rename, angry, because these are chibis, right? So they have all kinds of different expressions and so on. All right, so let's pretend, I've renamed all of them. The next thing we're going to look at is how rare each of these attributes are. Now, you know that, basically, oh, hi, Isabella, I just saw your message. Okay, no problem. We'll see you soon again. Great. Okay, so
Bye.
bye. No problem. Okay, so when one of the things that makes your NFTs very valuable is how rare they are. So obviously the rarity of your NFTs will either increase or make it cheaper, right? You can have some that are very common, but it's quite usual as well to have some NFTs in your collection that are quite rare, right? You want to offer value and things like that to, if you're doing a collection, you want to have some that are more expensive than others, more rare, people are after them and things like that. And this is where you can do it. It's quite simple. So if you see here, each of these attributes, okay, you'll see a percentage under here. For example, the body. So this is estimated at a 20%. Okay, so 20% of my 1,000, because I created a 1,000 collection, and 20% will have, okay, this body and this clothing. All right, but if I want this to be super rare, well, I'll just put it down here, super rare, and even super rare, okay, 0.5%, I'll move it all the way down. Okay, if I want it to be very common, okay, I can put it all the way up. All right, so let's say I want this to be there. Okay, so 11%. Okay, this one I wanted 11. I want this yellow hoodie to be even more rare or rarer. Okay. Okay, the green eyes, I want it to be like super rare. Ooh, I like these too. Look at these nice purple eyes. I want it to be like also rare. The face, okay. I actually need a face in each of my chibis. Okay, so I want this to be super common. I want it 100%. Okay, I can't have chibis without a face. All right. And these settings we can also go back and edit. So don't worry if if you've done something and you need to go back and edit and so on. The hair, it's estimated at 1% because I guess there's 100 of them. So there's a lot of traits for a 1,000 piece collection, right? So yeah, that's the idea of rare. In the collection that's on OpenSea right now, what I did was I made my shades, or the shades, I made that one super rare. So here I just I made this one like here. I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted that rare. And this is where the fun actually begins. You're like, okay, well, you're actually getting to create. You're in control of creating what's rare, what's not, and putting all of that together. That's very empowering, right? It's super empowering. At least that's what I felt as a creator, as a founder, and for the artists as well, right? Good. So now that I've played around with the attributes, I can come back to that later on. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to make sure my template is okay. Because if I leave it at this, then my template is not going to have any eyes, hair, and et cetera, et cetera. So I need to fix my template. I need to, and this is the fun part. Okay, I never remember where, it always imports in a different different setting. So okay, so what I need to do here is I need to make sure each of the layers, like in Photoshop, okay, and I think it's in Photoshop I need to fix it first, or I can fix it here as well, right? But what I need to do is I need to make sure each of the layers is in the right order so that each of the attributes can show properly, right? I create an entire figure. So I know usually the background should go at the bottom. So I rename, of course, background to environment. I mean, if that's not creative, I don't know what is. So here I'm going to have to fix my background, because what's happening is that what's happening is that if I move my background up here, okay, it's blocking my layers, right? So I need the background layer to be here. And if you're familiar with Photoshop or any other, editing software, then you'll know what this background thing means, right? So depending on, background, these layers, how to work with layers, because basically, you can put layers on top of each other. You put layers. It's like bringing an attribute backwards, sending forward, things like that. Like piling it up on each, on top of each other. So background is at the bottom. Okay, here, this is the very interesting part now. So I think the next thing should come. The next thing that after background should be body. So I'll just click here and drag. All right. So body. Oh, the body didn't work. Okay, maybe hair. Okay. So this is my favorite part because I'm always lost. Oh, I got the face in here. Hold on. Face might be somewhere here. Oh, there we go. I got the face. Okay, so we have maybe hair. Oh no. All right. Okay, great. So I think hair though needs to go somewhere else. You guys can unmute, right? And if you think you
I think here's gonna be up.
I think yeah.
Body's gonna be up here as well.
Body is gonna be
up
I need to take a screen.
And you can put the face below body.
Face below body.
And here's below body as well. Yep.
There we go. Oh. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot this next time. I swear. But I deleted it, right? I'm like, oh my god, thank you. Okay, here, and so that is how. So the idea here is that but we don't have the airing. You see, so airing needs to, do we have airings on here? Hairpin, eyebrows is good, mouth is good. I'm just checking if we have any earrings. Okay, we don't have earrings. Oh, okay, we don't have earrings. That's all right. I thought we had some earrings here. So I think that looks good. I see the little tail here. Okay, so everything looks like it's in place. Okay, you can also set rarity to the template. So for example, let's say you have more than one template that you've set up. In my collection, in this chibi collection, there are boys and girls. So I had actually, I think 3 different templates. Okay, so I can set the rarity on each of these templates to, what I want them to rare or very common or, whatever. Just if you leave it and you don't, if you don't set it, they'll all have the same. If you have more than one template, then they'll all have the same share. Okay, I'm going to save my template. Okay. And great. So now I have a good template here, looking good. I've got the body or, and the clothing. Oh, I want this one to be a little less, common. So I'll reduce the rarity of that one. The face is 100%. I do need that. Okay. Everybody needs to have a face. And the shades are okay. Oh, maybe this laughing mouth here, I want it a little more rare. Right? I want to create some rarity in my collection. I want it to be, I want people to like, look at it with a lot of value. All right. And that's it. So I'm good with my template. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to custom token. All right. And custom token it's very simple. You can either create your one-on-ones in custom token. So let's say you are a photographer and you've taken an image and you want to create a custom token. Well, a one-on-one. One-on-one means that it's one piece. It's a one-piece collection, right? Here, you'll come here into custom token, and that's where you're going to create that. You can also create a custom token in the collection. So I have this fabulous collection, okay? My template is there, and it's asking me if I want to create a custom token, and it's actually suggesting a different template for me. I can change that. It doesn't have to be this way. I can change that by choosing, you know, okay, I don't want that hairpin. I want this hairpin. Maybe I want, you know, just to show you guys how it looks. I don't want the white dress. I want the yellow hoodie. Okay. I can create what I want. I don't want those red eyes. I want these. Okay. So I can create a custom token, and this custom token can be, and I'm just talking about here in my collection, but like I said, you can do one-on-one as well. But in my collection, if I wanted to create a custom token for marketing, or to, you know, to give it as a very special, you know, promotional item or something like that, then this is where I can do that. And I can create more than one custom token. Okay. And I'll name this, let's say, you know, Chibi Chad. That's super special. Okay. And the template looks good to me. Okay. Even yeah, I can change my background too if I wanted. So I can do something like that. All right. And I can save that token. So I've already created a, you know, a custom token. I can create another and another and another, depending on, you know, what your idea of marketing and, you know, giveaways and things like that could be. Okay. Yeah, and that's custom token. Tags is, you know, just when you bunch a lot of rules together. So that's a different way of using, you know, if you have a lot of rules that you want to use with your collection. And I'll show you the rules actually, so you can understand, you know, how you can group those rules together and use tags instead of using one rule at a time. So we're going to go to rules, and here, okay, basically what you're saying is that, okay, well, this is my big collection. I love how these are, you know, everything is looking, but there are a few things that I don't like. I don't like, you know, yellow background with yellow clothing, which is what I just created, right? Ah, it's kind of green and yellow. Yeah, but for example, yeah, okay, well, I don't like yellow with yellow, or I don't like pink with pink, and I want to create some rules that, you know, tells Bueno, well, don't mix with that, or, you know, maybe there are rules that you only mix with that, or different things. So I always do don't mix. So if I want to create a rule, okay, that only mixes. So if I say, okay, pairs or mixes. So if I want to say don't mix, okay, so I just want to select a fit, no, not a face, because then the face is in 100% of the collection. So I just want to pick something that's, you know, so let's say, for example, I want this mouth. So I don't want this mouth, okay, to mix with, oh, eyes. Let's see here. I don't want that mouth to mix with red eyes. So red mouth and red eyes, I don't like it. I don't want it to mix, okay? And, you know, as the creator, again, you have the power to, you know, to look at this collection to say, okay, this is how I want my roots to be. And before these no code tools were available, that was really hard to do, okay? Before, you know, January, this was really hard to do. This took a lot of money, you know, and going back and forth, okay, with the dev, and the devs would have to do it. The devs would have to write these codes and create the metadata, okay? So here now you have the power in your hands to really create that, and it's really awesome. It's really cool. All right, so I'm going to add that rule here. As you can see, rule created. Okay, I should just reduce my window a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so my rule has been created, and I want to make sure that my rule has actually been applied. I'm going to go back to preview. All right, because I created a new rule, okay, I've changed my template from the beginning. I went into rules and I created a new rule. I need to regenerate my token. Now, an NFT is a non-fungible token, okay? So each NFT, each piece, each of these 1,000 pieces is a token, all right? So I need to regenerate my tokens. So I'm going to click on regenerate all, yes. And here I've regenerated my token. All right. And now I can make sure, okay, that, for example, I don't have yellow, oh, red with red. Okay. So a red mouth. Okay. I just want to see, make sure. Let's see which one was that now. Nope. Nope. Oh, there we go. So no, I should not have any red mouth with red eyes. Okay. So let's just have a look quickly and see. Okay, how many red mouths do we have? We have only 113 anyway. Okay, as you can see. So I should not see any red eyes here. All right. And I don't see any. Just to make sure, I'm going to look at the red eyes and make sure that I don't have. And this is another reason why I should have renamed them, right? I mean, I 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, here we go. Red eyes. So I should not have any red mouths with them. All right, so you get the idea. When you're creating your collection anyway, you're not going to, if it's a 1,000 piece collection or a 10,000 piece collection, you're not going to create it in, an hour and a half. You're going to take your time. You're going to take a few days. Maybe you're going to, you're going to go back, you're going to do something and, you're going to keep changing it and making sure that, okay, you're going to play around with it and make sure, okay, well, I like this. Maybe next day you're going to have a different idea and say, okay, well, I don't want to mix this with, with that, or I need a different rule, or I need, 5 more custom tokens. All right. So don't rush it, take your time, take your time creating, take your time generating them. And because you have the time here, it doesn't cost you anything for now until you generate your tokens. Okay. Great. So everything looks good to me. All right. I do have my 1,000 pieces. I can sort them by anything to basically see what they look like. I just want to see my one custom token, and there she is, number 39. All right. Number 39 is the one. And yeah, you could just, have a look at every one of them. I made these super rare. I only have 5 of them. So these are like super rare. Okay. If I click on it, all right, if I click on this, I'm going to see exactly what it's going to look like on OpenSea. So if I go to OpenSea, which is here, all right, I'm going to see what it looks like here. Well, obviously it's not the same one, right? But let's say, for example, this one. All right, here you can see what it looks like. All right, I'm having a live view of what it looks like. And if I wanted to download this again, I can download that. Now, when you download it, you're not downloading an NFT. You're just basically downloading that template that you created. So it's the image itself, right? So I can download it. It's rendering. And then I can just download it in my download file. Okay. And here I have the downloaded file, right? So this is another way you can, download your, your NFT image for promotion and things like that. All right. Great. What else? So, oh yeah, you can download the preview. You can download the metadata, and I mean, it doesn't really make sense to download the metadata because all that is a JSON file. Okay, it's a code file. And I did say no code in this class, right? But a JSON file is basically it's just, just code, right? That's a JSON file. So, I mean, there's nothing you can do with that anyway. We don't do anything with that. That's for the, the dev guys or the blockchain and whatnot. All right. Great. So that is, that is what we have. We have our 1,000 pieces. We have our metadata. Okay. You can just go on to metadata. You can have a look here to see like, what percentage of each attribute, what percentage of the collection has what. All right. We have here environment, which is background. All right. Face 100% because I need a face on every one of them. And so on and so forth. Okay, great. So that's basically it. After that, okay, you can go back here, manage your collection and so on and so forth. Go to settings. Okay, when you're done with your, setting up and things like that, you've spent a few days looking at, how it should look, maybe a week or whatever, looking at how your collection should look. Then you're going to go on to settings. Settings will give you your collection name. And on OpenSea, okay, each of your NFT will have to have a name. So this one is number 7,688. But the name of the NFT is Ananchibi. Okay, so that is what you're going to put here. What is the name of your collection, the token count, and the symbol? You have to put a symbol. So I put Ananchibi by Funky because it's it's a funky project. The artist and the collection is Ananchibi, but it's by Funky, and I'll show you why you need to put a a symbol, because it's a token. All right, and each token is, each NFT is represented by a token, and the tokens are on Etherscan and on the blockchain and things like that. You do need a token. All right, and this is where the token here comes in. So as you can see, all right, these are all different tokens, different transactions for that. Okay. And these are the different settings. Artwork inherit, okay, that's fine. Format, like I said, they have Solana. I thought they had Polygon, but actually they only have Polygon for the smart contract creation, which will go in right now. Actually, I think we have half an hour more, right? Okay. And description, always put a description. Your description will be shown over here on OpenSea. Okay, that's your description. So you don't want to have a description in there. Ooh. All right. I'll just, just for the sake of this class, I'll just copy the description. IPFS, we're not going to go into that right now. Basically, IPFS is decentralized storage. So we have centralized storage. Centralized storage is like, Apple's, I guess, the cloud, Apple and iCloud, Google, Google Drive and things like that. Those are centralized, right? Yeah, at home you have your storage and things like that. But IPFS is a centralized storage, a decentralized storage, sorry. Okay, and that is where that's the preferred way to store your metadata on a decentralized storage. Now, Bueno has also partnered with Pinata, which is a number one decentralized storage available today, and a lot of NFT projects and blockchain in general use them for as a service. They're basically free if you have a small collection. For a 10K collection, in my case, it's $20 a month. So it's really inexpensive and it's worth it. So to have, decentralized storage. Okay, great. But anyway, I'm not going to fill this in here just yet. I'll just show you later on what we do. Royalties and creator wallet, I'm not going to do that as well because we're going to be doing that on the smart contract. So I'll leave that blank for now. I'm going to save the settings here. Okay. And now we're going to go over to generate. All right. So generate. So generate from preview means that I want to generate exactly what I see here. I've been working on it for a while. I like everything that I see. I don't want any surprises. I don't like surprises. Okay, so I want to generate from the preview. Oh, I did make a change. So yeah, always go back and make sure, by the way. It seems as if I did make a change. So I'm going to regenerate those tokens. Okay, as if you can see here, I don't remember the change. Oh, of course, I added a description. Okay, so that is metadata right there. I added a description. So I do need to regenerate the tokens because all of that information is actually on the token. All right, so regenerate the tokens. This is a great example, actually, of not doing it in a rush. Basically, you do want to take your time so that you don't make any mistakes. Always come back and see if before generating, if there's any regeneration to do of your tokens, so that you don't make errors, right? Great. So, and generate new simply means that I've seen this. I want something completely new, taking into consideration all of my rules. Okay, I do have some rules here. I do have my rarities of each item set. So I want to take all of those things into consideration, and I want to, do something completely a fresh, a fresh generation, so that I'm surprised and everybody else is surprised, right? Except for my custom token, that remains the same. So we can say generate new set, and I'm ready to generate, okay? And of course, it's going to probably tell me that, how does this look? Okay, it's just telling me, okay, everything is fine. Make sure the tail is where it's supposed to be. Everything looks perfect. You can skip this test. I wouldn't suggest it, this looks good. If you want, you can download it. All right. Okay, that looks fine. So I'm going to just cancel that. Oh, generate. Ready. Let's go. And I'm going to skip it now. Okay, if you've already previewed and downloaded your tokens, you can skip it. So I just did that. All right. So it does tell me that it is costing 1 ETH to generate a 1,000 piece collection. Now that's fine. I'm not going to do that, obviously, right? Because I already have my, my whole collection out there. But it does cost you 1 ETH for a 1,000 piece collection. Excuse me, 0.1 ETH for a 1,000 piece collection. 1 ETH, okay, 1 entire ETH for a 10K collection, which is what I paid. And there are different prices that you can, definitely go on their website and check that out. I know they're trying to reduce the price, or just, come up with different solutions for people, artists and projects that are, just creating things out there for now and don't have basically the, the money to, or the ETH to basically do that. So, they're working on things, and that's what they said. So I'm sure they're going to come up with like different options for projects and artists out there. All right, so this is where you'll generate your tokens, your NFTs, into basically putting the data into metadata. Okay, generating metadata from that. All right, so we're going to close that because I already have it. Okay, I've generated, I've paid my 1 ETH. So I'm going to close it for now, but you won't close it. You'll do that if you were to if you were creating your collection. So I'm going to close that. And now we're going to dive into, so we've generated our tokens. Now we're going to dive into basically putting it or creating a smart contract. Okay. Before that, we can also look at, how we actually, when you generate your token, you're going to need to put it on a decentralized storage. And like I was saying, the decentralized storage that that Bueno uses is Pinata. Okay. And this is Pinata. It's a, like I said, it's very easy. Sign up. And it's either free or $20, or, depending on what you need. If it's a small collection, it's completely free. And that is great. A lot of people use it in the industry. So it's, they're quite good. I love it. Pinata. I think they're based in California or something. Anyway, so what is great is that if you go to Bueno, all right, if you go to Bueno, they have this this kind of like feature where it integrates directly with Pinata, so you don't really have to do anything. Just, I think, copy paste their API, the API from Pinata onto Bueno, and then that automatically calls the data from Pinata. So it's very easy. It's very user friendly. So, and they have Bueno has a tutorial on how to do that as well. So and support is great, by the way. So on both sides, Pinata and Bueno. So you don't have to worry about that. I think one of the most important thing is when you're creating, okay, when you're creating, a very important thing is to have technical help, okay, available to you, especially if you're not technical. So I'm not very technical in the smart contracts and things like that. So for me, I needed help, and even like generating my NFTs, I had no idea how to help, an artist do that. And we were a team, but we're a team of non-technical people. So we're like, okay, well, let's see how to do that then. And we're really glad that we came up with, we discovered Bueno for that. So yeah. Okay, great. So now that we've generated our tokens, okay, this step is like super easy. And this is a step where I've been quoted basically from, like I said, thousands or 5,000, 10,000 to create a smart contract. Here, Bueno's doing it for free. So this is what they do. We're going to go to smart contracts or contracts, and this is where you create your smart contract. Basically, the smart contract creation, there's no fee. Unlike when you generate your NFTs, there is a fee, right? But when you're creating your smart contracts, there's no fee. However, Bueno takes 5% of the primary sales. So whatever, initial sales that you have, initial ones, right? Primary sales, they will take 5% of that. I did a free mint for my NNCB, so 5% by zero is basically zero. So there was no primary percentage that they took. There is no secondary royalties that they take whatsoever. So that's that's another thing to consider. Yeah, so that's the idea. Otherwise, yeah, 5% of your primary sales. So here, as you can see, my Anon Chibi by Funky, that is already on OpenSea. All right, that's this one here. This is a smart contract. So I'm not going to play with that. We're going to create a new one. Before we create a new smart contract, basically what I would like to, hold on. Oh, wrong one here. There we go. All right. So before we create a smart contract, I just want to make sure I went through all the steps. Okay, great. Yeah, so we're going to make sure, first we're going to do some testing, all right? Because in order to go onto the main network, okay, the main network is Ethereum, we need to test before, okay? You at any project, whether it's NFT or a DeFi or any kind of crypto project, before you put it on mainnet, you need to go on testnet. Okay, so the test network is for testing, and the main network is for, well, for basically the community, right? To trade, to buy, to sell, to collect, things like that, right? So we need to test first. And on Ethereum is the main net, but if you need to go on testnet, then you go to Girly or Rinkeby, all right? And that you'll find over here. So if you click on your MetaMask, okay, and you click on where you see network, if you go down here, then you're going to see, these are all the different networks that you can have on MetaMask. But so you have the Matic network, Optimism, etc., Phantom, Harmony, okay, Avalanche, etc. And here, if you go under here, you'll see all the different test nets, and you'll see test network. All right, everything on the test network, it has absolutely no value. Okay, so your Ether on the test network has no value. If you put your NFTs on the test network, there's absolutely no value to it. Anything. All right. So I heard once, like, somebody said, oh, I have somebody send me some, NFTs on the test network. Well, there's no value in that. It's zero. All right. It needs to go to mainnet in order for value to be there. All right. So let's use the Rinkeby testnet for now. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to connect first to the testnet. Okay, I got a lot of ETH here, but it's Rinkeby ETH, so there's no value to it, right? So I'm on the Rinkeby testnet. All right. In order to get ETH or Rinkeby ETH on, or test ETH basically on the testnet, you'll need to go to the Rinkeby faucet. And for those of you that don't know, well, faucet Rinkeby. Here, I'm just grabbing it here. And so you need to go onto the, there we go, rinkbyfaucet.com. I know this one is being decommissioned very soon, but there's Girly as well. So you can just go to the Girly testnet. When I say Girly, everybody that has a MetaMask have these things, guys. So you're going to see it there. This one is Girly. I mean, we could use Girly as well. Okay, this one. This one is not very user friendly, so I always prefer to I like Rinkeby. They said it's going to be decommissioned soon, but yeah, whatever. So anyway, let's keep it simple. So in order to get test ETH, okay, you just have to basically copy and paste your wallet. And again, this is my test NFT test account, right? This is what I use for webinars and so on. All of these transactions here are Rinkeby ETH, so there's no value to it. All right, and I'm going to enter my address and send me ETH. And I should be getting some ETH very soon. There we go. All right, it took like 2 seconds to get. Don't be scared. This is nothing. Okay. All right. So now I have my my ETH, my test ETH. Okay, now I'm going to close here and I'm ready to work. I'm ready to build my smart contract. I'm ready to test. So create new, and I'm going to name my smart contract Anon Chibi. Okay. Create. This is where I was saying you can either, so they offer that, they offer either Ethereum or Polygon. You can choose to deploy your smart contract on either one of these. All right, your contract name. Oh, so here in this case, we're going to deploy on Ethereum. Okay. By the way, their Ethereum smart contract is a 721A smart contract. What that means is a 721A means that there's cheap gas. So even, like gas right now anyway is quite cheap. But when the price of Ethereum goes up eventually, right? The gas will remain cheap because they created, they're in, behind the scenes here, basically they're using a 721A, which is the same smart contract that Azuki actually introduced. And for those of you who actually know the Azuki NFT brand and collection, well, this is the same smart contract, basically the same 721A that they're using. All right, token symbol ACP, Anon Chibi by Funky. Choose where your art is located. So I'm connecting it to Bueno, and then Bueno connects to IPFS for me, but I don't have to worry about that. I just know that Bueno is going to send, they're going to have my collection available here. Okay, so it's the Anon Chibi. This one is a test one, so it's not this one. This one is the real one that I actually generated. So I should have my token set here. Okay, so if I click on token set now, I'm going to see all of the, token sets that I have for Anon Chibi. I know this is the one that I want because I know this is the last generation that I did, the last token generation that I did, and that's the one that I'm going to use. So when you generate your tokens, obviously you're going to see, you're going to see your token sets over here. All right. Save and next. Okay. And here is the interesting part. Okay, so I hope you guys are not sleeping.
I know. We're here.
Okay.
Not at all.
It's almost done.
Very interesting.
Sorry?
It's very interesting.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. Great. Okay, so this is the exciting part. Here is where you set all of your pre-sale price, you know, how many per wallet you should have and things like that. There is something that you need to understand, and that is people, you know, projects. I think it's over where it's finished. We're not going to pay thousands anymore for, you know, to devs that are, you know, that are like holding us by the, you know, by the string, and, you know, saying that, well, you have to pay, otherwise you can't launch your project. You can't create your smart contract. Well, here we're actually creating our smart contract. Okay. And that is amazing. Here you're going to see supply 10,000 because I use the generated collection, the real one. All right. I'm on Rinkeby, I'm on testnet, so it's not going to do anything, so I don't have to worry. But just in case you're wondering why is there a discrepancy with the number, is because I didn't use the 1,000 generation because I didn't pay for that, so I don't really have it, right? But I did pay for the 10,000, so that's what I have right now. But it's the same process, obviously, right? So let's say, for example, I want a free mint, a pre-mint, like I want a pre-mint. So I have, you know, 10,000 pieces, but I want to give away 1,000, you know, like as a hype kind of thing. I want to say, okay, I'm going to do, and especially right now, free mints are like so big, right? So I'm going to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to do a small free mint, free. Nobody, you know, nobody pays anything. And on top of it, it's a 721A smart contract, which means like gas is cheap. So, you know, it's all win-win for those guys, right, that are buying. How many do I want in my pre-sale? Well, I'm in my pre-mint or pre-sale, I'm going to give away 1,000 pieces. Okay, I have a 10,000 K collection, a 10K collection, and I'm going to give away 1,000 pieces for free. But I don't want everybody, you know, I don't want people to get greedy. So the per wallet maximum, okay, I'm going to give everybody like 1 per wallet. For my Ananchibi, it was a free mint, and I gave people 2 per wallet, okay? And that's why today there are 4,000 holders of, you know, for the Ananchibis. Okay, so I'm trying to find that actually. Yeah. Okay, so here I'm going to say, okay, let's go with 2. Oops. This is really amazing because here you can actually see you're interacting with the smart contract, whereas before, you know, those are the things where you would have to basically, if you look at a smart contract, okay, I'm going to find, this is a smart contract Ananchibi. Okay, this is the smart contract. Is this the one? Okay, here you can see the smart contract by, okay, hold on. Let's just go back to the Ananchibi smart contract. If you go onto the on OpenSea, okay, to watch any smart contract of any collection, just go onto view on Etherscan, okay. And if you look here, okay, so we have Ananchibi, okay, that's perfect. Here, if you go on to contract, you see my contract is verified as well. So that's a good thing. I'm going to go on to contract smart. So that's a smart contract there. And then I'm going to have a look at it. Okay, so this is what the devs were charging so much, okay, to create. So if we look here, okay, we can see, you know, just like if you're ever interested and, you know, you want to see basically how many mints per wallet and things like that, here you can see it. So it was a free mint and I should see 2 per wallet. And here it's very easy to see. I haven't looked at it in a while. Okay, must be somewhere here. Oh, here we go. Okay. So this is so this is not it, but anyway, so this is where you see it's an ERC 721A. Okay. Excuse me. Anyway, so it's somewhere in here. I'm gonna find it another time. But actually, before I started using Bueno, I wanted to see how it was to create my own smart contract, because there's a lot of, there's a lot of YouTube tutorials out there, and some good ones as well, right? But the thing is, I was so scared that I made a mistake that I didn't want to take the chance. This was a whole collection, right? I didn't want like people to be minting and then like, just going crazy and, having mistakes, and I wouldn't know how to fix it, right? So I was like, oh my God, and the artist, she's not going to know how to fix it either. So, so I tried to learn, but then I was like, there's no way I can do it. Another thing that happened to me was I did hire a dev, right? But he was on the cheap side. So he was a junior dev. There's nothing wrong with being inexpensive or anything, but he was a junior dev, and he just walked away without any word whatsoever. So I was like stuck just like 2 weeks before mint, okay, before launching, and I didn't have anybody. So this is where everything just worked perfectly for me. And the artist, of course. Okay, so here in the smart contract, if you look here, okay, public price, okay, pre-sale 0. So I never went public. It was 0.1 ETH, okay, or right, and then the pre-sale price was 0. So I just did, the public was 10 per wallet. I didn't do that. I didn't do the public. And the pre-sale was 2 per wallet, which is over here, pre-sale max per wallet. All right. Pre-sale supply was 8,000, and yeah. And then I just I opened, I closed, etc. And all of that is, so that is all here. If I didn't have this, okay, I would have to go back to my smart contract and do it. And, not being a coder or anything, a dev, I wouldn't have the confidence to actually do that, right? And that's why it's so great that we have that. So anyway, so if ever you wanted to, any collection, actually, if you want to see, the royalties, how many per folder, per wallet, and things like that, you can just go check out their smart contract on Etherscan. It's there for everybody to see, basically, if that's something interesting for you. Okay, so back to my smart contract, creating that 2 per wallet. Okay, my public sale, because that's free and I'm giving 1,000 away, I'm gonna do 0.1 ETH. So 0.1 ETH. Okay. And of course, what's going to happen here, I can't change the supply, but it's going to minus the 1,000. So I'm going to have 9,000 here. Per wallet, well, okay, 10. Because, it's not a free mint, but so 10 is okay per wallet, right? If I had a whitelist, okay, I would simply click on the whitelist. They, Bueno called it allow list. So if I had one, I would just, click on here, basically, and I'll upload my whitelist. To upload your whitelist, you just basically have to upload all of the ETH address in a CSV file format, okay? I already have one, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, you just choose your CSV file and you upload all of the ETH addresses that you have in your whitelist, okay? Before launch, you collect some whitelisting and things like that. That's how you do it. So yeah, I already added one, so I'm gonna add in Chibi whitelist because I got a few people on that. And okay, there we go. All right. And then I'll click on save and next. And don't forget, I'm on testnet, so that's all cool. Everything is good. I'm not worried. All right. Here is where now I'm gonna, so Bueno, like I said, it's completely free, okay, but they do have a 5% on primary sales, okay, so that you can't change. However, you can change the wallets that you want to receive different, percentage of the revenue of the primary sales. So I have a 10K collection. Okay. I'm selling 9,000 pieces for 1 ETH. Okay. 0.1 ETH. And I want to split that 40%. Basically, I want to give, let's say, I want 50% for me, and I want 45% for the artist, and 5% goes to Bueno. Okay, I can't change that. So here I'm gonna put for this is this is mine, so I'll put 50% for me. Okay, done. And then I'm gonna add another address. I can't add this one because it's gonna tell me blah blah blah, and I'm gonna put 45. I can't add two of the same addresses, but you get the idea. Okay, you can add whatever ETH address here, for to split the primary sales that you're getting from the collection. Yeah. So because I'm not going to add it, I'm just going to put back 95 here, because whatever you do, it has to add up to 100. All right. This has to add up to 100. All right. So as far as the secondary sales is concerned, they are the royalties. Okay, so secondary sales are a percentage of basically every sale that happens on your collection. So you can set your secondary sales wallet. So you can set a new wallet for your secondary sales. So the royalties that come into that wallet, you can set up a new wallet for that. And you must, because you can see 5% here, but the 5% is actually, it's not already entered. You have to enter it, because I almost made that mistake. So just enter whether it's 5%, and 5% is like the typical royalty on secondary market. So for every sale that happens, so that's a typical percent. Okay, so you can put that there. And then, okay, you put the address that you want it to go in. And so for the rest of, the rest of the lifetime, the rest of the life of this collection, you or whoever, whose ever address is there will collect the royalties, 5% of every single sale. All right. And that's actually how a lot of free mints are making, they're making basically an income. They're making profits. They're making profits because they're collecting, some of them are high as 10-12%. So people think that they're free, and they are free, but they'll be making basically royalties for the rest of their lives, because the chibis will, or the chibis, or whatever NFT collection will live on for the rest, forever on the blockchain, right? Will always be trading. And there's another thing to consider, because we are so new to this, right? I think a lot of collections that come out that have solid teams behind it, like Funky NFTs, I think there will be value, when things pick up again. There will be value, because we will be all of these, Genesis collections that are out, right? Because the older ones, like Pokemon cards, the Pokemon cards from 2007 have, much more value than the ones from 2022, basically. So, all of these things are things to consider on how we see value in things, how they grow into valuable collectibles eventually. Okay. Placeholder. Now turning this off will reveal your tokens right away. And that's what I did. I didn't really want to have that reveal date. Some projects, they are like, okay, well, we have that reveal date, and and that creates hype as well, which is good. But I didn't want that, so I turned it off. If you have that, then you can definitely add, basically an image for your placeholder image, where you can show when people mint the NFT, so that when you finally reveal it, then they will see basically what they actually got, right? So in the meantime, everybody's going to see this, okay, before the reveal. Okay, save and next. And I'm on Rinkeby, so that's great. Show details. I'm going to make sure everything is perfect. I have my 5% for secondary for royalties. That's perfect. Sorry, Bueno gets 5%. I get 95% on my wallet. On-chain. On-chain means forever, right? On-chain royalty, okay, it goes to this address at 5%. That's perfect. Everything looks good to me. All right. Deploy contract on testnet. Okay, so I'm going to deploy this on testnet. I have nothing to lose. Nothing happens. You know, everything has no no value because I'm on testnet. Okay. And I can show you guys a little more with my, oh, here we go. There we go. So we can just, obviously I do have to sign. Confirm. Deploying to Rinkeby. And it's really that simple, right? We just created a smart contract on testnet. It's the exact same process on mainnet. Okay, so manage contract. And here, if there's anything I want to change whatsoever, then I'll be able to change it. My allow list, it's loading. Everything looks good to me. I can change the sales state of the contract. So right now it's closed. I can go to pre-sale, I can go to public sale, and so on and so forth. I can do airdrops. Okay, so let's say, for example, I want to airdrop 50 tokens to the team. So I'm going to send it to my address. Okay, so basically my my address, so I can, you know, send it to them eventually. And I'll click on airdrop. Okay, of course we're in testnet, but in mainnet, each airdrop will cost you ETH as well. So that is something that you should consider. So it's costing me, every transaction you do on Ethereum, okay, has a fee, basically gas. You have to pay gas, right? And the gas is basically a fee for that transaction. Okay. Sample token metadata. I want to preview my metadata just to make sure everything is good. Okay, so the description is here. That's perfect. My asset is located here. Okay. So yeah, that looks good to me. You just verify everything. All right. And then if I think everything looks great, I can move on to mainnet. All right. So deploy to mainnet. Now on mainnet, okay, I'm going to have to switch over because I'm in Rinkeby. If you can go here, I'm in Rinkeby for now. And if I want to deploy a contract to mainnet, I can click on deploy to mainnet. And it says, please switch to Ethereum network. Okay, so I'm going to switch. And it's okay because I'm not going to, I have to sign it anyway, right? So it's not going to just do it by itself. Deploy contract to mainnet. And it's getting ready to deploy my contract to mainnet. And it's that easy. Obviously, I'm in mainnet. It's going to ask me, how much does it cost to generate a smart contract, right now? It doesn't matter how many pieces are in your smart contract. You're generating a smart contract. That is the only fee that you're paying. So let's see today, July 13th, how much does it cost to generate a smart contract? How easy is this, guys?
It is indeed.
Rishabh, you're going to become an expert by the end.
For sure.
So,
because of you.
yeah. So here is how much it costs to generate an entire smart contract. Okay. Oh, the fees are going up real quick, right? On mainnet. So those guys that are charging me 5,000-10,000, well, no, I don't want to pay that. All right. And if I wanted a 721A, I'd probably have to pay more, right? Because for them, it's difficult, but they just copy and, they copy pasta anyway, all the contracts, and they add, what you need. You want 10 pieces per wallet, et cetera, right? So this is how we do it. I'm not going to do it, obviously, right? But as you know, the fees go up and down on the gas fees, because it's, we're on mainnet. So I'm going to reject that. But I'm going to go and show you basically the real contract that has been deployed. I'm going to go here and I'm going to show you how when you deploy it on mainnet, how you can go and edit. Okay. So here I have my smart contract. You can see everything that's, because it was a free mint, I do have 7% royalty. Okay. And here my sales state is public sale. So no more pre-sale. The public sale is all done now anyway. And verification. So I did click verify. And as you can see on Etherscan, it is verified. Okay. It's very important to verify your contract, because people do look at that. If you don't have a verified contract, they might take it as a scam, right? So verify your contract, and that's a great thing that they offer here. If I wanted to airdrop some tokens, but I don't have any more NFTs, that is, I can do an airdrop as well here. Okay. And mint button, they also charge a lot for this. And so basically your mint button is when you go to the website. So I'm just going to go to Funky NFT. Okay. So when you go to the website, all right, in order to mint so I'm finished minting right now, right? But if I was minting and I say, okay, well, this is the website, click here to mint, then this is the button where you would customize and add it to your website. And it's super easy to customize, right? So you have everything. If you wanted to show the price of the mint, you can show the price. If you wanted to auto connect, I would suggest not to do that, because then people that go to your website, MetaMask just pops up right away. I prefer them to click on it, click on mint now, and then have MetaMask pop up. You can show the supply, meaning like, there are 500 people that already minted. Now you have maybe 9,500 left. Okay. So if you wanted to show the supply that's, that's left and so on, that's another thing you can choose to show or not. When you've basically you've set your what you want on your button. Okay. You can go to embedded code and just copy that and paste it onto your website. Okay. If you're using a WordPress site or a Webflow site, because I use the Webflow here, it's super simple, because you can like add these HTML little things everywhere. It's like drag and drop stuff, right? You don't need to know coding on Webflow or WordPress. Actually, for my Mint site, it was WordPress, which is even simpler than Webflow. This is Webflow, right? Like I recreated it because, I thought it was cuter. But yeah, WordPress is like super, super simple. All right. Yeah. And that is it. Okay. Sample token data, so I can preview, anyway, it's already up there. It's on OpenSea, it's on the blockchain, etc. So another thing that you guys, I didn't mention before, every time that you create, OpenSea is like Etherscan for NFTs. All right. So as soon as you create an NFT collection and it starts trading on OpenSea, it starts trading or minting, it will be there on OpenSea. All you have to do is go and basically type in the address. So let's say, for example, I go here and I want to check this, this is the contract. I want to see the contract for Ann and Chibi. This is the contract here. Okay. I'm going to click on that contract. So guys, again, Ann and Chibi, and how do I get there? Okay. Okay. I'm going to click here. I click on the contract. Okay. Address. I'm going to go here on OpenSea, just on a random, the home page. And I'm going to type in the address here. And I should have that collection. So OpenSea actually takes the contract address from Etherscan or, Ethereum, not Etherscan, but from the blockchain, the Ethereum blockchain. And so long as it's an NFT collection, and they'll give it to you, they'll put it up right here. All right. So all of your collections are all, any collection that has been created, an NFT collection being created, you can get it here on OpenSea. If you're the owner of the collection, then you can simply click on profile. Okay. If you've connected your wallets and stuff like that, I have. You can click on profile, and then you can just go here and basically edit your collection. So when you edit your collection, then you have to sign to make sure that you are the owner of this collection. It is the wallet that I created the collection in. So here I can put my logo, I can put the featured image, I can create my own OpenSea project page, right? And OpenSea project page is basically, I don't know, what is this? So this is a project page, right? And that's how it's created. And that is it for this class, guys. There we go. I think that is everything that that basically I wanted to show you guys, and that's it. I think I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna have another class actually on. It's going to be probably on, I'm going to introduce a new class, which is going to be on metaverse, like how to create your metaverse, because on Bueno, okay, on Bueno, there is this thing. Let's go to Bueno. I'm just going to disconnect my wallet for now because I want to go Bueno. Oh, I'm already there. Okay, I don't want to go into the NFT area. I just want to go Bueno Art. And here, okay, we're going to go into now, why is it called microverse, right? So as you can see here, we did NFT generator, we did the smart contract, okay? And we're going to, after, in another class, we're going to do the microverse. And why is it called a microverse is because, there are all these different microverse that makes up, I think, the metaverse, right? So here is where we're also creating, and this is, I'm a little late on this, but it's okay. So all of these are different projects that have created on Bueno. And here, okay, I'll just show you guys one of them. I can click on any of these microverse and I can go in myself. Okay, so I'm going to choose one of my NFTs that I have in my wallet. I connect my wallet. I have my wallet. So I'm going to choose one of them. Oh, I don't want that one. Oh, I want her. Okay, good. So, and I'm going to go hang around here and see. Oh, is there somebody else in here? Okay, no, it's just me. And yeah, I'm just going to go. What can I do? I'm just going to go. I want to go into the VIP room. Oh, you must be a queen to enter. I wonder what's in there. So you can like go around. Oh, did I go in? No, cannot go there. Okay, let's go into another one. How do I? Okay, obviously I'm not very good at this game playing thing. Okay, let's go in here. Birdieverse. I'm gonna go into another microverse, right? And here I can play around again, right? Let's see here what's going on. Okay, and there are lots of different things going on. There's a nightclub in here. Maybe I want to go into the nightclub. Ah! Okay, here we go. I can do this. Okay, good. I want to go in the nightclub. Only birds can enter. So only if you hold an bird NFT, then you can go into the nightclub. So this is kind of the world. I'm not saying this one, but it's going to be, chibi related, kind of, something different, obviously. But these are the kind of microverse, metaverse that we're going to be creating, where all of the hodlers, all of the, the holders of the chibis can come in, have a good time, maybe go clubbing, maybe, go to school, things like that. So yeah, this is the next class, but yeah, it's going to probably take me a couple of weeks to get that sorted. Oh, there's some fish here. Oh my gosh. What is that? Oh, there's an exhibit here. Okay, so anyway, so you guys get the idea. I mean, I think it's fun. I think this is one of the first times I'm seeing. Oh, there's another bird here. So this is another NFT. Obviously, that's not my collection, right? But I'm in I'm in his world, so I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm gonna ask him to take me to the club. I want to go to the club. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so oh, this is another one. I guess I clicked that one on by mistake. So anyway, you see, this is there are different things that you can do, and yeah. So that's it, guys. I just get carried away when I'm on here a little bit, but anyway, that's it.
It was fun. It was really fun to understand each and everything. And I'm really looking forward to a class for microwords. I really want to know how to create this whole thing. It looks good.
Yeah, great. Okay. All right. Well, thank you both very much. You do have some links, and as soon as I get the recording for this class, I'll send you guys basically a copy of it on Meetup. All right.
Yes, thank you very much, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. And do, of course, before I forget, do join me on Twitter, where or Discord if you if you guys are up to it. If you haven't already, are you guys on? I know you're okay, Rishabh, because you.
Yes.
But, are you on Discord or
Yes.
Twitter?
Good.
Oh, you are on my Discord?
No, not on yours.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you go to my website, funkynfts.com, then you can definitely join on Discord, and you'll get the link there and things like that. Okay.
Thank
you guys so much. Okay, then. You guys have a great evening.
You too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.